What's up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well, having the most excellent whatever time of day it is. And if you're new to the channel, please be sure to hit subscribe. It will mean a lot if you join us here in my horror corner while we ramble on. If you're somebody that's been here before, welcome back and let's get to it. So as of lately, I've been diving into Brian De Palma films. I've done like 1 or 2 reviews already. And this one is one that I just recently watched. I had to talk about it. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I don't really do reviews. Like I'm not somebody that goes deep dive into something. I'm not one that gives you like an analytical breakdown. This is more of just like a appreciation channel. I'm just here to talk about movies that I watch and I enjoy and just rant on a little bit about them. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about Blowout, directed by Brian De Palma. Came out in 1981.
It began with a sound that no one was ever supposed to hear.
The movie stars John Travolta as Jack, Nancy Allen as Sally, John Lithgow as Burke, and Dennis Franz as Manny Karp. Now there's quite a few other people in it, but these are like the main 4. And if you're not familiar with this, it's all about this sound guy, John Travolta. One night, he's out there just capturing sounds for a movie that he's currently working on. And he just happens to hear a car coming through his little microphone, which I just thought was awesome to be able to see like equipment back in the day. But yeah, one night he's in the park and he just randomly recording, people walking, talking. There's like a frog. And he just happens to hear from a distance like a car approaching. And all of a sudden he hears like a loud bang, a tire screeching, and he hears like a freaking accident happen. And when he gets to go check it out, he noticed a car freaking went through a bridge into the river and he dives down there. And while he's in there, he ends up rescuing a girl, but he sees the other person in the car who is just freaking dead, like dead on spot. And he ends up getting the woman out, who ends up being a sort of like, I don't know if she's a lady of the night, but that's what was kind of going on in the car. And the person that was in the car was also a political figure. We find out a little later on, once he's rescued her and they're in the hospital, recovering, that's actually like the next person to be president. And it starts getting really weird from here on out, because it starts like, when I say weird, I mean it starts getting like very conspiracy-like. Because while he's in the hospital, he's approached by, I believe, the assistant of the guy that was running for office or whatever. And essentially they're just telling him, forget what you saw. Forget about the girl that was in the car that you think you saw, this and that. We want you to just move on. Don't talk to nobody. And later on, as he goes, he ends up like getting the girl out of the hospital, and he starts developing feelings for her. But when he gets home later on, he's listening to the playback, and that's when he starts realizing what he really heard, and he's breaking it down. There's a freaking gunshot going off right before the tire starts screeching. So it turns into like this huge conspiracy thing, okay? I just absolutely loved this movie. I really enjoyed the way it started off. I noticed that he did this with Body Double, where he started off the movie within a movie. So you start off the movie in Blowout with a movie scene. It's like a horror scene or something, and girl's like taking a shower. I believe it's a horror movie. She ends up screaming right before the knife comes, and it's a very weak scream.
God, the scream is terrible.
And John Travolta is the sound guy, and the director's like talking to him like, try this scream, try this one, and they're not satisfied with it at all. I also really enjoyed being able to just see all the equipment side of movie making, the sound stuff, especially back in the day with older equipment. There's a lot of times where he's just like, he's trying to edit sound and audio clips. There's a part where he's editing audio clip and trying to pair it to the video clip. I just thought that was really cool, trying to see all that match all the sequences together. And you know what? Freaking John Travolta was fucking good. I'm not too big of a fan of John Travolta. Dude, seeing him in this role was just, I don't know, he fucking nailed it. From all this emotions that he was going through, of paranoia, of lust, of just feeling a little betrayed by the girl when he kind of finds out that she's like a lady of the night, so to speak. I don't know, it was. And you know who else did a really good job in the movie? Was John Lithgow. I can't say his last name.
But I always stayed within an acceptable margin of error. After all, the objective was achieved. He was eliminated from the election.
I really recognize this guy from Third Rock from the Sun, and from when I used to watch Dexter. I think he was a Trinity killer. But he did such a great job. There's another movie that was recommended to me by Brian De Palma called Raising Cain with him in it that I got to check out. But he is just very cold-blooded, and he's very analytical when it comes to his killings. He's going around killing strippers to set up this entire conspiracy. It's a really well thought out movie, and it's very tragic though. All right, we're gonna go into spoilers right here. So if you haven't seen the movie, you're interested, please go watch it and then come back. Excuse me, I need to go pull up some chicken. Okay, so at some point during the movie, John Travolta is explaining to Sally about how a long time ago, he's explaining his history, like what he's done, what he's worked in, and he talks about he was a cop. And he wasn't like on the field, he did mostly like wiring, and they were doing this undercover thing where unfortunately the wire he set up on the guy started malfunctioning because the guy was sweating like crazy. And then when John Travolta started realizing like, oh shit, like we gotta go pull him out, and the other cops are like, no, you know, there's a freaking undercover operation, what are you doing? It's like, no, it's like burning a hole in his skin. And by this time, the guy with the wiring was able to make it to the bathroom, but he ends up getting caught. So when John Travolta comes in, he sees the freaking cop, the undercover cop, like hanging by the neck, and it's all on him. You know, he's always had that in him, like, oh, it's my fault that somebody got killed. So what they're trying to do at the end of the movie is essentially the same thing. They're gonna try to wiretap Sally, and it's his idea. He's like, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be by you the whole time, but shit just goes so bad, dude, so bad, and it becomes like this very intense, like, final act where you know what's gonna happen. Sally isn't too sure right away when she meets the main villain, you know, because he's pretending to be somebody else.
I'm Square Area.
Sally? Hi, I'm Frank Donahue.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you.
Listen, would you...
And they're going through the subway. Also, by the way, the movie just looks absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Every shot of this movie is just gorgeous. But the end is where it's at. Okay, the final stuff is just okay. Let's get back to it. I'm getting too excited. But yeah, they're in the subway and he's trying to lure her away, but he's not able to because there's people around, and they end up getting on a train. And the whole time, John Travolta's trying to listen through the wiretap, you know, trying to listen to her giving away little things to where she's at, but he isn't able to make it. Man, this part, it's just so sad. But it all culminates in this beautiful, tragic ending where there's a sort of celebration going on, the Liberty Bell celebration, something they do over there in Philadelphia, I believe it was. Tons of fireworks, people out in the streets celebrating, and we have Nancy, who is being strangled, and she's trying to fight back against the killer, and the whole time you're hearing it, like you're hearing her like screaming and everything. She's trying to call for Jack, with John Travolta's character, and he's trying to figure out where she's at. He finally sees her, and he is rushing to her. And it is just so intense, dude. I was just, fuck. I'm thinking about it now, I'm just like, man, this is fucked up. And he is rushing to get to her, and by the time he gets there, it's over. Like, she's fucking dead, dude. And he was not able to fucking save her, and all he was hearing was her screaming through the little thing. And he's holding her in her hands, and there's this amazing background shot that is just so confusing because you have fireworks and stuff, and the music, it's almost supposed to be like a celebration moment in the movie, but it's complete opposite. It's fucking tragic. And the dude's the killer's dead at this point too, but the cherry on top that makes this movie so insane and so worth it is the final shot of the movie. So after this happened, you know, this was so fucked up to see her dying in his hands. Once again, he let somebody die under his fucking watch with the whole surveillance thing. The movie ends with back at the studio, just how it started with the beginning. They were trying to work on the scream, though this time he has the scream. He has a good scream, and it's Sally's scream. He literally uses the scream that he was hearing. Yeah, they put it in the movie, and you see it on his face, and he's just like heartbroken. He is just tortured soul, everything just completely rock bottom. And they play it over and over, and the director's like, that's a damn good scream. And you see it, he's agreeing, and he knows it's a good scream, but he is so heartbroken. He is so let down, like he is just done, that he agrees, but he's just like you could see it in him, and it just ends like that, dude. And I was fucking, I don't know, I need to up my vocabulary, because I was just at a loss of words. I was trying to figure out why he even chose to do that. Why would you do that to yourself, dude? Why would you make it that hard on yourself? Put her in there and torture yourself like that? I talked to a few people on Twitter I was given some great articles, and it's mostly just for like a penance type of thing. I think that's what it was broken down to, like, you know, just so he can always feel that type of shame and he could always have that remembrance. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you've seen it, what you thought about him using her scream at the end. It was beautiful and sad and tragic and everything. I don't know. Brian De Palma, man, he is slowly becoming one of my favorite directors. Like, honestly, woof. The next ones I want to see are either going to be Raising Cain or Sisters. I was recommended. Yeah, really great movie. Really, just, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Let me know if there's a movie you'd like to see me review, or just let me know how you're doing as well. I'd love to hear of you. Sorry if I don't reply. If it takes me a while to reply sometimes the notifications don't pop up right away. I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and shut up. Please leave a comment, a like, and a subscribe. Happy Spookies.